infinite intelligence of love and compassion, stillness and power that we are. Eternally conscious bliss and unconditional refuge, ever present being, fill me with your love. In our body, in this moment, we do. Before we get started, we'd love a chance to introduce ourselves. Our name is Guy Ganzfeld, and we are the head spiritual Death Doula at Death Church. As doulas, we live by 3 laws. We allow death, we protect life, and we do no harm. Our purpose is to teach humans to embrace death in their daily life. We do this by giving people the tools to die daily. Tool number 1, the heart. Tool number 2, stillness. And tool number 3, spirit. What if I told you that the only way to really and truly live was to die? What if I told you that if you wanted to live a life of peace and joy, you would have to make the biggest sacrifice you could ever make? Your life. The secret of life is to die before you die and find that there is no death. Eckhart Tolle. What do we think when we hear this? What do we believe when we hear this? And what do we feel when we hear this? Anyone? Anyone? The secret of life is to die before we die and realize that there is no death. Let's begin by exploring why it's a big secret. A secret, he says. A secret is something you don't want someone to know. It's something you keep quiet about. Something you're shameful about. Some truth that you withhold. Now, why would he say that the secret of life is to die? My personal interpretation of this is that death is a taboo subject in many cultures. It's something people don't want to talk about because death is something that is scary, painful. That one day we will also be nothing. We will go back to the abyss, back to the ocean. But not yet. We're still here. We are graced with another day to be alive in this miracle that we witness. Now, to die before we die? What kind of craziness? How absurd? How can that be? How could it be that we die before we die? It could mean that it might be the end of our ego, our recognition of self. Could it be we partake in some sort of ritual, like many spiritual practices that have shown us, like Jesus? It seems that this crucifixion could have been interpreted as some sort of a spiritual death. And lastly, to find that there is no death. I love the notion that we find something. Because in order to find something, we would have had to look at it at some point, seek it at some point. And according to Tolle, if we seek, then we find that there is no death. Well, of course there is death. People die every day. What's the count? 332,648 every single day. What's the count? That's such a big number, we can't even comprehend it. Analogy, anyone? And if we look at it closely, there is no death. That means that it was never real. It was a facade. That it is the illusion of the dreamer that you will end. So here are my main 3 points that I would love for you to take home and reflect when you have some time. What fears do you hold around death? What have spiritual leaders taught you in the past about death? And how have you recognized the illusion of your own life? Here is a doula practice for you to try. Here is a doula practice for you to try. Heart. How do you feel your heart? When can you feel your body? This body. Stillness. Can you embody stillness in your life? Okay, loved ones, here is where we end. Okay, loved ones, here is where we end. How do we heal? How was that for you? Embracing the way of the doula is one that can change your life forever. As much suffering as we go through, especially those of you who suffer more than others, we see you, we know you, we feel your pain. Come speak to me afterward if Death Church sounds like something for you. We end with, infinite intelligence of love and compassion, stillness and power that I am. Eternally conscious bliss and unconditional refuge. Ever-present being, fill me with your love. In my body, in this moment, with you. Okay, I think I'm done.